Tonight, close your eyes and let your body sink gently into the comfort beneath you. Feel the weight of the day slowly lifting from your shoulders. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose. Hold it for just a moment and release it softly through your lips. Let every muscle begin to relax. Your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Let them all grow heavy and still. You are safe here. You are warm. And as you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, allow your mind to drift back through time to a night long ago under an ancient sky filled with stars. You find yourself in the heart of the Roman Empire, somewhere along the northern frontier. The year is 117 AD, during the reign of Emperor Trajan. The great legions have marched for weeks through dense forests and rolling hills, and now they rest. You are among them, not as a soldier, but as a quiet observer, invisible and at peace. The evening air is cool against your skin, carrying the faint scent of pine and wood smoke. Around you, the camp settles into the rhythm of night. The Roman military camp, or castra, is a marvel of order and discipline. Even here in the wilderness far from Rome, the soldiers have constructed their temporary home with the same precision they would use to build a city. The camp is rectangular, surrounded by a low earthen wall and a shallow ditch. At each corner, a watchtower rises against the darkening sky. Torches flicker at regular intervals along the perimeter, casting
dancing shadows across the canvas tents that stretch in neat rows across the interior. You walk slowly along the main road that runs through the center of the camp, the Via Principalis. The packed earth is firm beneath your feet. On either side, the tents of the legionaries stand in perfect alignment, each one exactly the same distance from the next. The Romans value order above all else. It gives them comfort, it gives them strength. And tonight, as the men prepare for sleep, that order brings a sense of calm that settles over the entire camp like a warm blanket. The sounds of the camp are gentle and rhythmic. Somewhere nearby, a group of soldiers sits around a small fire, speaking in low voices. Their words are indistinct, a soft murmur that blends with the crackling of the flames. One of them laughs quietly, and the others join in with subdued chuckles. They are tired, but content. The day's march was long, but they are safe now, surrounded by their brothers in arms. You pause to watch them for a moment. Their faces are lit by the warm glow of the fire, and their eyes reflect the dancing flames. They wear simple woolen tunics, their armor set aside for the night. Their swords and shields rest against the sides of their tent, within easy reach, but not needed now. One of the men stirs a small pot that hangs over the fire, and the smell of a simple stew drifts toward you. It is made from grain and vegetables, with beef.
Perhaps a bit of salted meat, the same meal they have eaten every night for weeks. But it is warm, and it is nourishing, and that is enough. As you continue walking, you pass the tent of the centurion, the officer who commands this century of 80 men. His tent is slightly larger than the others, and a small lamp burns within, casting his shadow against the canvas wall. He is writing, perhaps a letter to his family back in Rome, or a report for his superiors. The scratch of his stylus against the wax tablet is a faint, steady sound, like the heartbeat of the camp itself. Beyond the centurion's tent, the Via Principalis opens into a small square, the heart of the camp. Here stands the Principia, the headquarters where the legion's standards are kept. Even at night, a guard stands watch over the sacred eagles, his silhouette still and solemn against the torchlight. The standards are more than symbols to these men. They are the soul of the legion, the embodiment of their honor and their history. To lose them would be a disgrace beyond measure. But tonight they are safe, and the guard stands vigil with quiet pride. You turn down a smaller path, the Via Quintana, which runs parallel to the main road. Here the tents of the support staff are clustered together, the blacksmiths, the carpenters, the medics, the men who keep the legion fed and equipped. Their work is done for the day, and most of them have already retired to their tents.
Few still sit outside, talking quietly or playing simple games with dice carved from bone. The click of the dice against a wooden board is a soft, irregular rhythm, almost musical in its randomness. The night deepens, and the sky above grows darker still. The stars emerge one by one, pinpricks of light scattered across the vast black canvas of the heavens. The Romans call this the Via Laptea, the Milky Road, a river of light that flows across the sky. They believe it is the path the gods travel between the heavens and the earth. Tonight it seems close enough to touch, a glittering highway leading to places beyond imagination. You find a quiet spot near the edge of the camp where the glow of the torches fades into the darkness of the surrounding forest. The trees stand tall and silent, their branches swaying gently in the night breeze. An owl calls from somewhere deep within the woods, its voice low and mournful. Another answers from farther away, and the two carry on a quiet conversation that has been happening since long before the Romans came to this land, and will continue long after they are gone. The ground here is covered with a soft carpet of fallen leaves and pine needles. You sit down, leaning your back against the trunk of an ancient oak. The bark is rough against your shoulders, but it feels solid and reassuring. Above you, the branches form a canopy that filters the starlight into scattered patterns on the ground below. A few fireflies drift along the edge of the forest.
Lazily through the air, their lights blinking on and off like tiny signals in a language only they understand. From this vantage point, you can see the entire camp spread out before you. The torches have dimmed now, and most of the fires have burned down to glowing embers. The sounds of conversation have faded to silence. One by one, the soldiers have retreated to their tents, wrapping themselves in their woolen cloaks and settling onto their simple bedrolls. Sleep comes easily to men who have marched all day. Their bodies are tired, their minds at peace. They know that their comrades stand watch over them, that the walls and ditches protect them, that they are part of something larger and stronger than any one man alone. The camp is quiet now, save for the occasional footsteps of a sentry making his rounds. His sandals crunch softly against the gravel as he walks the perimeter, his eyes scanning the darkness beyond the torchlight. He is not afraid. He has done this many times before. The forest holds no terrors for him, only shadows and wind. He pauses for a moment to look up at the stars, and you see his face in the faint light. He is young, perhaps no more than 20, with a short beard and tired eyes. But there is a calmness to him, a quiet confidence that comes from knowing his place in the world. You close your eyes and listen to the sounds of the night, the soft whisper of the wind through the trees,
the distant hoot of an owl, the gentle crackle of dying embers, the slow, steady breathing of 10,000 men at rest. These sounds blend together into a symphony of peace, a lullaby that has been sung by the earth itself since the beginning of time. And as you listen, you feel yourself growing lighter.
The weight of your body seems to fade, as if you are becoming part of the night itself. Your thoughts slow and soften, drifting like clouds across a moonlit sky. There is nothing to worry about, nothing to fear, only this moment, this breath, this gentle darkness that wraps around you like a mother's embrace. The Roman soldiers sleep, and so do you. You are among them, part of their world for this one night. You share their fire, their bread, their dreams, and in those dreams you see the roads they have travelled, the battles they have fought, the homes they have left behind. But tonight, all of that is far away. Tonight, there is only the camp, the stars, and the deep, peaceful quiet of sleep. The hours pass slowly, measured not by clocks, but by the turning of the stars overhead. The constellation of Orion rises in the east, his belt gleaming like 3 jewels against the black velvet sky. The Romans call him the giant, a hunter frozen in the heavens for eternity. He watches over the camp as he has watched over countless nights before this one. His presence is a comfort, a reminder that some things never change, that the stars will always be there to guide the way home. A gentle rain begins to fall, so light that it is barely more than mist. The droplets settle on the leaves of the trees, on the canvas of the tents, on the upturned faces of the sentries who pause to feel the cool moisture against their skin. The rain brings with it the smell of wet earth, rich and clean and ancient. It is the smell of life itself, of seeds waiting to grow, of rivers flowing to the sea, of all the countless cycles of birth and death and rebirth that have shaped this world since its beginning. Inside their tents, the soldiers sleep on, undisturbed by the gentle rain. Their dreams are simple and peaceful. Some dream of home, of the villages and cities they left behind. They see the faces of their mothers, their wives, their children. They walk through familiar streets and sit at familiar tables. They eat food that tastes of memory and love. And when they wake, these dreams will linger like the scent of flowers, a reminder that no matter how far they march, home is always with them. Others dream of glory, of battles yet to be fought, and victories yet to be won. They see themselves standing before cheering crowds, laurel wreaths upon their brows. They feel the weight of medals on their chests, the pride of knowing they have served their empire well. But even these dreams are calm tonight, the violence muted, the blood replaced by sunlight. War is their profession,
But peace is their reward, and tonight they claim that reward in the quiet sanctuary of sleep. And some dream of nothing at all. They simply rest, their minds as blank and still as a winter lake. These are the deepest sleepers, the ones who surrender completely to the darkness. For them, sleep is not an escape, but a return, a journey back to the source of all things. They float in the void between stars, cradled by the universe itself. The rain continues to fall, and the night continues to deepen. The fires are ash now, cold and gray. The torches have sputtered out, leaving only the starlight to illuminate the camp. But that light is enough. It has always been enough. For thousands of years, humans have slept beneath these same stars, guided by the same constellations, warmed by the same dreams. The world changes. Empires rise and fall, but the night remains. It is the one constant, the one true sanctuary from the chaos of the day. You are still here, still resting against the ancient oak. The rain has soaked your clothes, but you do not feel cold. You feel only peace, only the gentle embrace of the darkness. Your eyes are closed, but you can still see the camp in your mind, the rows of tents, the sleeping soldiers, the sentries on their endless rounds. It is all so familiar now, as if you have been here 100 times before. Perhaps you have. Perhaps you will come again, on other nights, in other dreams. But
for now, this night is enough. This dream is enough. Let yourself sink deeper into the comfort of sleep. Let the sounds of the ancient world carry you away. The whisper of the wind, the patter of rain, the slow, steady heartbeat of the earth. These are the sounds that have lulled humanity to sleep since the dawn of time. They are your inheritance, your birthright, and they are here for you now, as they have always been. The camp fades slowly from your awareness, dissolving like morning mist. The soldiers, the tents, the stars themselves grow dim and distant. All that remains is the feeling of peace, the knowledge that you are safe, the certainty that when you wake, you will be rested and renewed. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep without dreams, or with the most beautiful dreams you have ever known. The choice is yours. And somewhere, across the centuries, a Roman soldier stirs in his tent. He opens his eyes for just a moment, looks up at the canvas above him, and smiles. He does not know why. Perhaps he senses your presence, a kindred spirit from a future he cannot imagine. Perhaps he simply feels the same peace that you feel, the same gratitude for this moment of rest. He closes his eyes again and returns to sleep. And so do you. Good night. Sleep well, and may your dreams carry you to places of wonder and peace. The hours drift by like leaves on a slow-moving stream. The camp remains hushed, wrapped in the soft embrace of the night. Even the animals of the forest seem to understand that this is a time for rest. The deer have bedded down in their hidden glades. The foxes have retreated to their dens. Only the owl continues its quiet vigil, its golden eyes watching over the sleeping world. In the eastern sky, the faintest hint of gray begins to appear, though dawn is still hours away. It is the deep night now, the time between midnight and morning, when the world is at its most still. The Romans call this hour the Vigilia Tertia, the third watch. The sentries who have stood guard since the second watch are beginning to tire, their eyes growing heavy, their steps growing slow. But they do not falter. They have trained for this. They have learned to push through exhaustion, to find strength in duty and honor. One of the sentries, a grizzled veteran with gray in his beard, pauses near your resting place by the oak tree. He does not see you,
for you are merely a visitor to this dream, a shadow from another time. But he senses something, perhaps a stirring in the air, perhaps the faintest whisper of your breath. He looks around, his hand instinctively moving to the hilt of his sword. But there is nothing to fear. Only the night, only the stars, only the peace that has settled over the camp like a blessing. He relaxes and continues on his way, his footsteps fading into the darkness. You watch him go, feeling a strange kinship with this man from so long ago. He has known hardship and danger. He has marched through rain and snow, fought in battles that would be remembered for centuries. But tonight, he is simply a man doing his job, watching over his sleeping brothers, counting the hours until dawn. There is nobility in that simplicity, a quiet heroism that requires no monuments or songs. The rain has stopped now, leaving behind a world washed clean and new. The air smells of wet leaves and pine sap. Droplets of water cling to the branches above you, catching the starlight and glittering like diamonds. One of them falls and lands on your cheek, cool and refreshing. You do not wipe it away. Instead, you let it trace a slow path down to your jaw, where it hangs for a moment before dropping silently to the ground. In the distance, a wolf howls. The sound is long and mournful, rising and falling like a wave. It is answered by another wolf, and then another, until the forest rings with their wild chorus. But there is no threat in their song. They are merely communicating, calling out to one another across the vast darkness of the night. Perhaps they are celebrating a successful hunt. Perhaps they are mourning a lost packmate. Or perhaps they are simply singing for the joy of it, their voices lifted in praise of the moon and stars. The soldiers in the camp stir slightly at the sound, some of them turning in their sleep, others mumbling unintelligible words. But none. They have heard wolves before, many times. The sound is as familiar to them as the crowing of roosters or the barking of dogs. It is simply part of the world they live in, a world where nature and civilization exist side by side, each shaping the other in countless small ways. You close your eyes again and let the wolf song wash over you. It is beautiful in its own way, raw and honest and free. These animals know nothing of empires or wars, of politics or power. They know only the hunt, the pack, the endless cycle of seasons. In their simplicity there is wisdom. In their wildness there is peace. The song fades and silence returns. Not the silence of emptiness, but the silence of fullness, of a world so complete that it needs no words. The stars continue their slow dance across the sky. The earth continues its ancient rotation, and you continue to rest, your body growing heavier, your mind growing quieter, your soul sinking deeper into the warm darkness of sleep. Somewhere in the camp, a baby cries. It is the child of one of the camp followers, the women and families who travel with the Legion. The mother hushes the child, her voice soft and soothing. She sings a lullaby in Latin, an old song passed down through generations. The words speak of sleep and dreams, of angels and stars, of a world beyond this one where there is no pain, no sorrow, no fear. The baby quiets, comforted by the sound of its mother's voice, by the warmth of her embrace. You cannot hear the words, but you feel their meaning.
It is the same meaning that every lullaby has carried since the beginning of humanity. Rest now. You are loved. You are safe. Nothing can harm you in the arms of sleep. Let go of your worries. Let go of your cares. There will be time for them tomorrow, but tonight there is only peace. The camp has grown completely still now. Even the sentries seem to have merged with the shadows, their movements so slow and quiet that they might be statues. The torches have long since burned out, and the only light comes from the stars and the thin crescent moon that has risen in the west. It casts a pale silver glow over the scene, turning the canvas tents into ghostly pyramids and the earthen walls into silver ramparts. This is the deepest part of the night, the time when the boundary between waking and sleeping grows thin. Some of the soldiers are dreaming vividly now, their eyes moving beneath their closed lids, their lips twitching with unspoken words. They travel to places their waking minds could never reach. They speak with people long dead, visit cities long destroyed, fight battles long forgotten. In their dreams, time has no meaning. Past and future collapse into an eternal present. You join them in that eternal present. You let go of everything that ties you to the waking world. Your name, your worries, your plans for tomorrow. None of it matters here. Here there is only the endless now, the infinite moment that contains all moments. You float in that moment like a leaf on still water, perfectly balanced, perfectly at peace. A shooting star streaks across the sky, its brief flare of light gone almost before it begins. The Romans believed that shooting stars are the souls of the departed traveling to the realm of the gods. Perhaps they are right. Perhaps that bright streak was a soldier who fell in battle, finally finding his way home. Or perhaps it was simply a rock burning up in the atmosphere, a fragment of the cosmos returning to the dust from which it came. Either way, it is beautiful. Either way, it reminds you of the vast mystery that surrounds us all. The hours continue to pass, though you have lost all sense of time. You might have been here for minutes or for years. It does not matter. What matters is the peace you feel, the deep contentment that has settled into your bones. This is what sleep is supposed to be. Not an escape, but a return. Not an ending, but a beginning. A chance to rest, to heal, to prepare for the new day that will dawn soon enough. The sky in the east grows lighter, though so gradually that you barely notice. The stars begin to fade, their light dimmed by the approaching sun. The deep blue of the night sky slowly transforms into shades of purple and pink. Birds begin to stir in the trees, their first tentative songs breaking the silence of the night. But you do not need to wake yet. The dawn is still far away, and you have earned this rest. Let the birds sing their morning songs. Let the soldiers begin to stir in their tents. Let the world prepare for another day of marching and working and living. You will join them soon enough, but not yet. Not just yet. For now you remain here, in this perfect moment between night and day, between sleeping and waking. You breathe slowly and deeply, feeling your chest rise and fall with each breath. You feel the solid earth beneath you, the ancient oak at your back, the cool morning air against your skin. You feel alive, more alive than you have ever felt, precisely because you are so completely at rest. This is the gift of sleep. This is its secret power. In stillness we find motion. In darkness we find light. In letting go we find everything we have been searching for. Remember this feeling. Carry it with you into the waking world. Let it sustain you through the challenges of the day ahead. And when night comes again, as it always does, you can return to this place. The camp will be waiting for you. The soldiers will be sleeping. The stars will be shining. And you will find the same peace, the same rest, the beautiful darkness that welcomes all who are weary. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep well. The ancient world holds you in its embrace, and it will not let you go until you are ready to wake. Good night.